Once upon a time, there was a little boy, perhaps sitting right beside you now. He was only 6, at that magical age when the world still shines with wonder. One day he opened an old book about the jungle and saw a strange drawing, a huge boa constrictor swallowing a wild beast. That image struck him deeply, like a spark lighting up his imagination. With a pencil in his small hand, he began to draw a simple line that curved like a warm wave. When he finished, he proudly looked at his masterpiece, a snake digesting an elephant. It was mysterious, alive, full of meaning. Can you picture it? The body of the snake forming a gentle curve, and inside a large elephant resting, silent, patient, beautiful. Excited, the boy ran to show his drawing to the grown-ups. "Mom, Dad, does my picture scare you?" he asked softly. They barely looked at it and said, "Why would a hat be scary?" The boy's heart sank. He tried to explain, "It's not a hat. It's a boa constrictor digesting an elephant." But the grown-ups had already turned away, back to their newspapers, their busy lives, their endless to-do lists. So the boy drew again. This time he made the inside of the snake visible, so they could see the elephant clearly. "There," he said gently. "Now you understand." But they only smiled and said, "My dear child, you should stop drawing such nonsense. You'd better study geography, history, and arithmetic. Learn something useful." And that was how, at the age of 6, an age meant for wonder and imagination, a little artist's dream quietly faded away, like morning mist under the sun. He realized that grown-ups never truly understood. They wanted explanations, facts, logic, but not imagination. The two drawings, the boa from the outside and the inside, were not failures. They were the purest expressions of creativity, but no one saw them that way. And in that misunderstanding, something precious was lost. He began to doubt himself. Maybe the grown-ups were right. Maybe he should become one of them. If you feel that same sadness now, it's okay. Take a deep breath in and slowly exhale. Sometimes in stories like this, we catch a glimpse of our own reflection. Every child is born an artist. When we see the world through imagination, the world becomes magical again. The world keeps rushing us to grow up, but forgets that we lose something precious when we do. Years passed. The little boy grew up. To survive in the world of grown-ups, he made a choice. He stopped drawing. Instead, he learned how to fly airplanes, and so he became a pilot, a man who soared through the clouds, yet carried a quiet emptiness inside. From high above, the earth looked peaceful. Mountains, oceans, cities shaped by human hands. But as he looked closer, everything began to resemble a hat. Cities lined up like hats. Crowds gathered in the shape of hats. The whole world seemed to see only the surface, never what lies within. Throughout his life, he met many grown-ups. They talked endlessly about bridge, politics, and golf. He learned how to smile politely, how to sound mature, how to fit in, and everyone said, "What a sensible man, so reliable, so grown up." But deep inside, a soft voice whispered, "I've lost something, haven't I?" Sometimes, when the pilot met someone who seemed a little different, he would open an old box he had kept for years. Inside were his 2 childhood drawings, the snake digesting the elephant, and the same snake cut open, revealing what was inside. He would gently ask, "Can you tell me what you see?" Most people smiled and said, "That's easy. It's a hat." But once in a while, someone's eyes would light up. They'd say softly, "I see a boa constrictor swallowing an elephant. I see your imagination." And in that moment, the pilot's heart would warm, because he knew he had found someone who could still see with the heart. As we grow older, many of us also begin to wear hats, invisible masks of responsibility, perfection, and reason. We put them on to survive, but beneath those hats, our inner child still waits, hoping to be seen again. Growing up shouldn't mean losing your wonder. Maturity means keeping your heart gentle while learning to live in this complex world. Take a deep breath in and slowly exhale. You don't need to be perfect. You only need to remember the part of you that once saw magic in everything. If this story has touched something deep inside you, that's completely okay, because The Little Prince was never just about a boy or a drawing. It's about you and the part of you that still remembers how to dream. Let's take a slow, deep breath together. Inhale peace and exhale everything you no longer need. The hat and the snake are more than just drawings. They are symbols of two worlds: the world of the mind and the world of the heart. The snake represents our childlike imagination, the fearless, creative energy that sees beyond the obvious. It's the part of you that still believes in magic, in invisible friendships, in stars that whisper when you sleep. The hat, on the other hand, is what the adult world teaches us to wear. A symbol of logic, structure, labels, and expectations. When we hide our imagination to be accepted, when we silence our creativity to be normal, we begin a lonely drift away from our true selves. We all used to draw snakes. Then, one day, we started calling them hats. But remember, the pilot never threw those drawings away. He kept them. That means, somewhere deep inside, he never stopped believing in who he truly was. The most important things are invisible to the eyes. They live quietly within your heart, not in the grown-up world of hats. As adults, we often feel a quiet kind of loneliness. It's not because we're alone, but because we've forgotten how to be seen without the hat. Every time you change yourself just to be understood, you move a little further from your own soul. But that loneliness is also a message. It's your inner child whispering, "Please listen. I'm still here." You don't have to keep looking at the hat. Tonight, you can choose to see the snake again. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine that simple drawing, a soft curve, a quiet mystery, and within it, a gentle outline of an elephant. That image is your imagination, alive, breathing, waiting for you to come home. My dear listener, our story ends here for tonight. Let's take one last deep breath together. Inhale peace. Exhale the need to be an adult. Inhale acceptance. Exhale old regrets and expectations. One last deep breath in, and as you breathe out, let yourself drift into dreamland. In your dreams, may you find the child who still looks at the stars and smiles. May you see not just hats, but the magic hidden underneath them. You've always been enough. The little boy or girl inside you never left. They're simply waiting for you to look and say, I see you. Tonight, may your dreams be filled not with ordinary hats, but with stars, elephants, and endless skies. You are safe. You are loved. And you can rest now. Sweet dreams and good night.